Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video day. And today the Philadelphia 76ers have re-signed KJ Martin and Kyle Lowry. Like these re-additions for Philadelphia, Kyle Lowry is someone who was acquired from Miami late in the season. Kyle Lowry got sent to Charlotte, then Charlotte bought him out, and then Kyle went to Philadelphia. But, going to KJ, I'm going to start off with KJ Martin, then I'll go to Kyle. But KJ Martin is someone who was involved in that James Harden trade. He was sent with Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, and Marcus Morris Sr. in the draft picks for James Harden. And, now that KJ Martin's coming back to Philadelphia, he's the only player left from that James Harden trade, sending him to the Clippers, that is still in the 76ers. Which, ultimately looking at it, that trade wasn't terrible because, the 76ers got rid of a lot of salary when they don't bring back Robert Covington. When Robert Covington and Nicholas Batum's contracts are gone, when they trade away Marcus Morris Sr. to the Indiana Pacers for Buddy Hield. So they do clear a lot of salary by, James Harden going out, and then obviously Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, and Marcus Morris Sr. being gone from the team. Builds up a lot of money to be spent as they bring in Paul George, give him a huge deal, sign Maxey to a huge extension, re-sign Kelly Oubre to a big deal, sign Eric Gordon and Andre Drummond to solid deals, just gave KJ Martin a 2-year, $16 million deal. Now they're bringing back Kyle Lowry. And I might have missed one or two other additions for the 76ers teams, or re-additions. But KJ Martin is the only player left from that James Harden trade that is on the 76ers roster. 58 games with 2 starts and 12.3 minutes per game. Shot 54% from the floor and 30.4% from 3. He averaged 4 points per game with 2.2 rebounds per game and 1 assist per game. Now, KJ is a former Rocket, but funny enough, yes, KJ is a former Rocket, but this is usually we see former Rockets on the 76ers roster that someone that was drafted or acquired by Daryl Morey. This KJ Martin had nothing to do with Daryl Morey. KJ Martin was brought in by the Rockets after Daryl Morey was gone. But he had some really solid seasons with the Rockets. As a Rockets fan, I want to go over those seasons. In the 22-23 season, 82 games, 49 starts, 28 minutes per game, 57% from the floor, 32% from 3. He averaged 13 points per game with 6 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, with a half a steal per game and a half a block per game. Look, KJ's not a great three-point shooter, but look, here's how I've always thought about KJ. If he can improve his three-point shot, if he can develop a three-point shot, he's a great player because he's a good scorer, he's very athletic, and he's able to, make some unbelievable dunks that you've probably seen with the Rockets all over the internet. And he gets it from his father, Kenyon Martin Sr. And so he's a good scorer, he's a good rebounder. Great rebounder, because he got 6 rebounds per game for the Rockets in only 28 minutes per game in the 22-23 season, and only his 3rd season. And then also, he's a very solid defensive player. More importantly, he's a good shot blocker. That's another thing if you look at his highlights with the Rockets. Great shot blocker. Solid defender in general, but mainly good shot blocker. So I'm excited to see how he does with Philadelphia. I think they're giving him a lot of money here, and I've also read a little bit that they could be using him as a trade chip potentially at the trade deadline or in the near future, because that is it's a 2-year deal. It's $16 million, so that's $8 million a year. So that could be a nice trade piece for the 76ers at the trade deadline. I don't know, especially if he's playing well. Let me know your thoughts on the signing for KJ Martin, but I want to go over Kyle Lowry because they're bringing back Kyle Lowry, who's going to make a big impact on this team. He's a 6-time All-Star. He's a 1-time NBA champion. He's All-NBA as well. He's been in the league for 18 seasons now, which is huge. But Kyle Lowry this past season played 23 games with 20 starts for Philadelphia and 28.4 minutes per game, shot 44% from the floor, 40% from 3, and 4 attempts per game. He averaged 8 points per game. He averaged 5 assists per game. He averaged 1 steal per game, a half a block per game, and 3 rebounds per game with Philadelphia. In the playoffs with Philadelphia, he played 6 games in only 6-game series against New York, 29 minutes per game. He averaged 7 points per game, 4 assists per game, 1 steal per game, 1 block per game, and 4 rebounds per game. From 3, He shot nearly 34% in the 6 games. So, yeah. And then Kyle Lowry's had other really good seasons in his career, of course, with the Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors. With the Toronto Raptors was a 6-time All-Star. Also want to note, another former Houston Rocket, but I don't think this matches Daryl Morey's timeline because he was with the Rockets in the 2010-11 season, the 2011-12 season. That's right before Daryl Morey became the GM for the Rockets, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Rockets, two former Rockets players getting signed or re-signed to the 76ers with Kyle Lowry and KJ Martin. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.